Entitled woman tries to claim my reserved table at a busy restaurant. My husband and I decided to treat ourselves to dinner at a popular upscale restaurant downtown. It's known for being difficult to get a table, especially on a Friday night, so we made a reservation weeks in advance for 7:30 p.m. We arrived exactly on time, gave our name to the host, and were told our table was just being finished up. We waited patiently near the bar area for about 5 minutes. A group of 3 people, 2 women and a man, walked in shortly after us. They did not appear to have a reservation and were told by the host that the wait would be approximately an hour and a half. One of the women in their group, let's call her EW, visibly bristled at this. She loudly complained about the wait and how ridiculous it was for a restaurant to be so unprepared. Just then, the host came over to us and said, "Mr. and Mrs. my last name, your table is ready, right this way." As we started to follow the host towards the dining area, EW suddenly stepped forward and blocked our path. "Excuse me," she said, looking at the host, and there must be a mistake. "Our table is ready. We've been waiting longer." The host looked confused. "Ma'am, I just called for Mr. and Mrs. on my last name. They had a reservation." EW scoffed. "Reservation? We don't need a reservation. We are important customers. We dine here all the time." We later overheard her group admitting they'd never been there before. My husband politely said, "We made this reservation 2 weeks ago. That's our table." EW turned her glare on us. "You can wait. We are here now and we are ready to be seated. Besides, that table is too big for just 2 people. It would be perfect for us. You 2 can take a smaller one when one becomes available." The host stepped between us. "Ma'am, this table is specifically for their reservation. It is not available for you. As I explained, the wait time for walk-ins is currently 90 minutes. EW put her hands on her hips. "This is unacceptable. You expect me, a valued patron, to wait like some peasant? Give us that table now, or better yet, combine it with the one next to it so we have more space." The manager was alerted by the commotion and came over. He calmly assessed the situation. EW immediately started complaining to him, exaggerating the wait time and claiming we were trying to steal her table. She demanded that the manager seat her group immediately at our reserved table, or a better one, and perhaps offer them a round of drinks for the inconvenience. The manager, bless him, did not back down. He explained the reservation system and reiterated that our table was reserved. He then told EW and her group that their behavior was unacceptable, and if they continued to cause a disturbance, they would be asked to leave. Seeing she wasn't getting her way, EW huffed dramatically. "Fine, this service is appalling. We'll take our business elsewhere. You've lost a valuable customer." She stormed out, her companions awkwardly trailing behind her. The manager apologized to us for the delay and the unpleasantness. We thanked him for handling it so well. We were seated at our table and had a lovely, albeit slightly delayed, dinner. We saw the manager later and thanked him again, and he just smiled and said, "Some people just don't understand how reservations work." Calling people peasants because you didn't make a reservation? Wow. While they were losing their minds, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Entitled parent demands my allergy-friendly cake for their child. I have a severe nut allergy, which means I have to be extremely careful about what I eat, especially baked goods. For my birthday last month, my best friend, who is an incredible baker, made me a special, completely nut-free chocolate cake from scratch in her own kitchen, where she took every precaution to avoid cross-contamination. We had a small gathering at my place to celebrate. The cake was beautiful and, more importantly, safe for me to eat. It was sitting proudly on the counter. One of the guests brought their child, Leo, who's about 5. Leo's a sweet kid, but his mother, EP, is another story. EP has a habit of thinking her child is the center of the universe, and rules don't apply to him. As soon as Leo saw the cake, he naturally wanted a slice. EP came over and said, "Oh, what a lovely cake. Leo would love some." My friend politely said, "It's a special cake I made for my name's allergy, so it's nut-free. We have some other desserts available for everyone else, like these cupcakes." EP's smile vanished. "Nut-free? Why would you make a cake nut-free? That's ridiculous. Everyone likes nuts." I stepped in. "I have a severe nut allergy. This cake is the only dessert here I can safely eat." EP looked at me like I had 2 heads. "An allergy? Oh, don't be dramatic. A little bit won't hurt him." She thought her child had the allergy, not me, and was dismissing it. My friend corrected her. "No, dude, my name not has the allergy. This cake is specifically for her so she can enjoy her birthday treat without risking a reaction." EP stared at the cake, then at me, then at Leo. who was still looking longingly at the chocolate frosting. But Leo wants that cake. He doesn't like cupcakes. You can't just have a whole cake to yourself when a child wants some. I was taken aback by her audacity. It's my birthday cake made specifically for my dietary needs. It's not a general dessert. She ignored me and turned to my friend. Just give him a small slice. It's just a little bit. You can make another one for her later. She actually started reaching for the cake knife. My friend quickly moved the cake slightly out of reach. I'm sorry, but no. This cake is for my name. There are other desserts available for everyone. EP crossed her arms. This is unbelievable. Denying a child a piece of cake? How selfish can you be? It's just cake. You're ruining his day. Leo, sensing the tension, started to whimper. She then lowered her voice. I'm a murderer voice, but it was still audible. Fine, give us a piece and we'll leave. Clearly you don't want us here anyway if you're going to be so inhospitable about a simple request. I had to be firm. EP, this cake is not available, period. It's not about hospitality, it's about my health. If you can't respect that, perhaps it is best if you leave. My husband, who had come over, quietly stood beside me in support. She glared, grabbed Leo's hand, and stormed out, muttering about how rude and unwelcoming we were. The rest of the guests were mortified but understanding. We cut the cake and I enjoyed my safe slice, feeling a mix of relief and disbelief at the level of entitlement I had just witnessed. Entitled, brother-in-law demands I sell him my car for way below market value. My husband's sister is married to a guy, Gary, who I've always found to be incredibly entitled and pushy. He has a decent job but acts like he's a millionaire who is constantly being inconvenienced by the little people. I recently decided to sell my car, a reliable sedan that's about 5 years old and in excellent condition with low mileage. I did my research, got it detailed, and listed it online at a fair price based on market value. Within a day, I got a text from Gary. Heard you're selling your car, I'll take it off your hands. I texted back politely saying, great, it's listed for X dollars and I'm happy to arrange a time for you to see it. His response was immediate. X dollars? Are you serious? That's way too much. I'll give you Y dollars. His offer was roughly 40% below my asking price and well below the car's actual market value. I replied that my price was firm and reflected the car's condition and market value. I reiterated that I was happy for him to inspect it if he was interested at that price. He called me immediately. What do you mean the price is firm? I'm family. You should be giving me a family discount. I explained that selling a car is a business transaction, and while I appreciate he's family, I wasn't going to give away thousands of dollars just because he wanted a cheap car. I said I had other interested buyers offering closer to my asking price. This set him off. Other buyers? So you'd rather sell it to a complete stranger than help out family? That's messed up. Don't you care about your sister-in-law? She needs a second car and this would be perfect. His wife, my sister-in-law, already has her own perfectly good car, so this was clearly just about Gary wanting a bargain. He continued getting more aggressive. You're being greedy, it's just a car. You don't need all that money, family helps family. My offer is more than fair considering I'm doing you a favor by taking it quickly. A favor? By lowballing me dramatically? I held my ground. Gary, the price is X dollars, that's what it's worth. If you're not willing to pay that, I understand, and I'll sell it to someone else. He then escalated to threats. Fine, but don't come crying to us when you need something. This is how you treat family? You're making things awkward. Your husband won't like this. I told him he was being unreasonable and that his sense of entitlement was incredible. I ended the call shortly after. My husband fully supported me and told Gary to back off when he inevitably complained to him. I ended up selling the car a few days later to a lovely couple for very close to my asking price. Gary hasn't spoken to me since, and family gatherings are now slightly more awkward, but it was worth not being strong-armed into giving away my property. Gary thought being family meant a massive discount. What's the craziest family entitlement you've seen? Tell us below. Woman demands I move my legally parked car because it blocks her view. I'd live in a residential area with street parking. It's not assigned, but it's generally understood that you park in front of or near your own property if possible, or wherever there's a legal spot. My house is on a corner, and I usually park my car on the side street next to my house, where there's a designated parking zone and plenty of space. My neighbor across the side street, EW, is notorious for being difficult. She seems to think she has ownership over the street parking spots near her house, even though they are public. Last week, I parked my car in my usual spot, perfectly within the lines and not blocking any driveways or hydrants. It was a Friday afternoon, and I didn't plan on using my car again until Monday. Saturday morning, I was doing some yard work when EW stomped over to my property line. She looked furious. "You need to move your car," she demanded without any greeting. I was confused. "Move my car? Why? It's parked legally." "It's blocking my view," she exclaimed, gesturing vaguely towards the street. "I can't see down the street properly with your big car there. It's an eyesore." My car is a standard sedan, not an SUV or truck, and it was parked parallel to the curb. It wasn't blocking her driveway or any pedestrian access. "I'm sorry," I said, "but I'm parked in a legal spot on a public street. I'm not blocking anything important. I won't be moving it." Her face contorted. "You're being unreasonable. It's right in front of my house. It looks terrible. I pay taxes here. I have a right to a clear view." I calmly explained that it wasn't directly in front of her house but across the street, and that paying taxes doesn't give her the right to control who parks on a public street, especially when they are parked legally. She wouldn't back down. "It's inconvenient for me. You need to park somewhere else. Go park on the other side of the street or in your driveway." "I don't have a driveway, only street parking." She then threatened to call the city and have my car towed. "They'll make you move it. You'll get a ticket." "Go ahead," I said. "The city will confirm that I'm parked legally. Your complaint about your view isn't a parking violation." She continued to rant for a few more minutes about my inconsiderate parking habits and how I was ruining the aesthetic of the street. I eventually just stopped responding and went back to my yard work, ignoring her. She huffed and finally retreated back to her house, slamming her front door. My car stayed exactly where it was until Monday. No ticket, no tow. She still glares at my car whenever it's parked there, but she hasn't directly confronted me about it again, probably realizing the city wouldn't side with her ridiculous demand. The sheer entitlement to demand a legally parked car move for your view. Seriously? If you thought that was wild, make sure you like and subscribe before you go. Which story was your favorite?